So let's get right to it.
Okay.
Claressa Shields. Claressa? Damn it, guys.
Claressa.
I promise I'm
Ressa.
better than this. Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields. Don't beat me up, Claressa.
She will, too. She'll fuck both of us up in about 30 seconds.
So it was an iconic night, man. All-female card. Decent fights leading up to it. The main event, I think, was really fucking good.
Yeah.
If you're a boxing purist, man, Claressa was landing a lot of punches. What's the other girl's name?
Marie-Eve Dicaire.
Who was extremely charming, super funny, very likable, and a great effing fighter.
Yeah.
She came with it, man. She didn't run. She was just outclassed, if I'm being honest, man.
Yeah.
She had a lot of skill. She could beat a lot of fighters, just not her.
You can tell that she hasn't faced that kind of versatility.
Yeah.
Marie-Eve has a great jab and that great straight left, and then she sometimes hooks that left, but she doesn't really go to the body. And I think she just never faced somebody that brings the kind of tools that Claressa brings, which nobody has realistically in the women's divisions.
It was shocking that most women don't go to the body anyway.
Yeah, I don't know why that is either. Now, I will say Amanda Serrano, man, she goes to the body. She's a body blaster. She's the only one I see that consistently will snatch your body, snatch your shit up, break your ribs.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the women don't really focus on that.
I just feel like it shows like when women are in their boxing, man, their whole mindset is just bah.
Yeah.
They're trying to take your head out. I mean, with time, I feel like it's going to come to where women are going to start going to the body more consistently, and their trainers are going to train them to do that because it's there. It's there all day. Nobody's protecting it.
Yeah.
Nobody's really going for it. They should do it.
Do you think it's because they only fight 2-minute rounds and they only fight a maximum of 10 rounds? Maybe they don't feel like they need to make that investment because it's the longest women's fight could be 20 minutes, whereas the longest male fight could be 36 minutes.
That's a great point.
So maybe you think that is?
You know what it also
I don't really
could
know.
be? You know what it also could be, bro?
What's that?
And this might be a stretch, please forgive me. The fact that but they have breasts, so maybe they don't want to hit anything because it would be like
They don't want to speed bag the titties.
Like I'm never gonna try to go to your balls intentionally. I feel like it's guy code and it's like I don't want to hit there.
Yeah, unless you're about to die or something.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that. It's like I don't want to accidentally hit that because I know how much it hurts. But is it legal to hit there?
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, I've never seen anybody penalized for it. I could be wrong, but I've never seen anybody penalized for it.
My wife even
it's
asked.
A jab to the chest. They do that all the time in male boxing. They wear sports bras to.
Right.
I don't know. I got man titties. I don't have the real stuff, so I don't know how that works out.
Deli asked. I was like, "Is it legal?" And we were like, "Yeah." And then all of us were like, "Ooh, like that shit must hurt."
Yeah, but they don't really do it like you said. They don't really throw at that spot.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure they accidentally hit them there, but
anyway, let's get off the titties for a bit.
I don't want to. I love titties. So
Claressa just shows how she's just so damn elite, man. Because when she's in there fighting, it feels different. It looks different. Every other fighter on there was great, but she just is above and beyond, man. She controls the pace. I love how she comes. Wait, I got to talk about this ring entrance that she said was gonna be so iconic. I need to know if something happened beforehand and the actual thing didn't happen because the two girls that did it, I don't want to diss, but they were very out of sync. They looked like they didn't practice enough. Claressa was standing there. I was expecting like her to come out on a throne, a la Floyd Mayweather, but it just didn't really work out that way.
And I've seen her do crazier entrances, so I think something happened because I've seen her do. She came out in Spartan gear one time and was dancing to Beyonce. That was more extravagant than this one. So I don't know if maybe. I don't know. I don't want to talk about the kids. I'm not making
fun of them.
They tried. It was. Something was off.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I thought she was going to fight with that hair.
She came
and
out
then they turned it back, and it was like, oh, the hair went away. She Houdini me.
Right, but it was so fly that she did it, and I really respect it. It's just something dope to come out in, man. All in all, the fight was great. Any critiques on her?
No. I mean, she was a vet, man. She can dance underwater and not get wet.
Yeah, dude.
I love the fact that her defense wasn't using her feet to get out of the way. It was all upper body movement. And I think that's John David Jackson. Shout out to John David Jackson. He actually follows us.
Oh, dope. That's awesome.
Dope trainer. I've been a fan of his for a long time. He actually trained Bernard in the fight against Antonio Tarver, which was one of Bernard Hopkins' mini resurrections where they gave Bernard no chance to win. This is the Tarver that just beat Roy, that was at the peak of his powers, and Bernard moved up 2 weight classes to fight him. And
That's
John
awesome.
David put together a great game plan and got Bernard to win. I say that to say, like, I think the match the match between John David Jackson and Claressa Shields has been a beautiful one.
Yeah.
As much as Claressa is going to be the GOAT or is the GOAT or whatever, I think he's raised her game even higher, and I think that marriage is something that's worked out really well.
Yeah,
they had a funny moment 2 fights ago when Christina Hammer was fighting Claressa Shields, and Claressa Shields went back to the corner and was like, holy shit, her jab is fast. And John David Jackson looked at her like, what do you want me to do about it? Go in there and make it happen. I love their chemistry.
Yeah.
I think he's going to take her to the next level. If there is a next level, I don't even know. I don't really know what else she can do. Yeah, you can say she doesn't have a lot of power, but she hit Marie-Eve with some hard shots. People always say that. Look at the record. She only has 2 KOs.
Because it's what you said. Like,
if you watch the fights, every time she was starting to hurt Marie-Eve, Marie-Eve was clinging on for dear life. Like she was somebody stranded in the middle of the ocean and it was a life preserver kind of.
And I'm assuming that she didn't do it as much as other fighters did because she actually has a fight game.
Yeah.
The other people, I'm assuming they were just grabbing right away just for dear life.
Yeah, they were. Like they fight. They went into survival mode once they started eating those shots. So the KOs are not a direct representation of her power. She has power, but some people just start going into survival mode. It's really hard to knock somebody out that's in survival mode.
Yeah, and like you said about the 2-minute rounds, first I was all in favor of women fighting 2 minutes, but now I see the negative side of it because you can't really take somebody into deep water in a 2-minute round.
Yeah.
Because they, even if they're getting their ass whipped, they're going to clinch and they could just wait out those 2 minutes. The 3-minute round, you just can't do it.
No.
So it's not to her benefit. Hopefully it changes, but I also still like the 2-minute rounds because they come out harder. So I don't know. I don't know where she's going to go from here. I don't know who else is out there to fight. Is Layla Ali even still a possibility?
I hope not.
She's how old now? And this is no disrespect on her age. It's just a fighter's
Layla
age
Ali,
matters.
I think, is in her late 40s.
Yeah.
There's just no way she's going to be able to deal with all that speed. She's going to get carved up and embarrassed. She knows it. That's why she asked for way too much money to fight her.
$5 million?
Yeah. She overpriced herself because she knew, I can't beat this girl, so I'm just going to ask for way too much and say, well, I asked for this much. They didn't pay my asking price, so we're not going to fight. There's no way. She could fight Savannah Marshall next.
Okay.
But I think Savannah's scared. She wants to live off the fact that she beat Claressa when they were 17.
She called her out, too.
In the amateurs. She said, I will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a point.
Okay.
You guys that have a problem with Claressa being a loudmouth, I want to ask you guys, were you fans of Ronda Rousey? Because Ronda Rousey was way worse.
It's the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather effect, man. When a white person is doing it, it's so charming. They're so confident. They're so funny.
Yeah.
Let a black person do it.
And the thing is, like, Claressa doesn't call out anything that's not boxing related. Ronda Rousey against Holly Holm called her a bitch, said she was fake. I'm sick of this fake preacher's daughter shit. Pardon my French, but that's what she said. Exactly. It wasn't anything to do with her ability, and people were like, oh, yeah, I love Ronda. She tells it like it is. Every time I hear that bullshit, I think of who's saying that, and it's Florida man. Some dude in Florida with the MAGA hat on, with his sister-cousin wife, like, saying that nonsense. It's bullshit. And I'm tired of hearing that. Like, she's trying to push the sport forward by making the best fights possible. That is how a sport grows.
That's right.
When the best don't fight the best, when the best don't compete against the best, the interest in the sport becomes tepid and stalls out. She's trying to push the sport forward. So Savannah Marshall, I don't want to hear about how you beat her in the amateurs anymore. Last time I watched her fight, that's all they talked about. Savannah Marshall was the last person to beat Claressa Shields in the amateurs. So what?
What the fuck does that even matter, man? And I don't know if you guys heard it, but I don't know if it was pre-fight or in the post-fight interview. She was talking about, she was like, I could just easily be on Showtime's undercards or be on everybody's undercards and make $300K for fight and keep the sport as it is. But she decided to do this. She went on a network that isn't really popular, but she was the headline, and she was able to call or make her own undercard, and all the other female boxers were thanking her, which was beautiful to see at the end of their fight. Like, shout out Claressa for making this happen, blah, blah, blah. And it was beautiful to see. So you can't knock this woman for being outlandish and being outspoken, but what she's saying is true. And to put a whole sport on your back, do you understand how hard this shit is? And everybody's looking at it as if it's not that big of a deal because, oh, well, yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's great. But who is she fighting? She's trying to create the whole sport.
In addition to fighting people in the ring, she's fighting people that are overly chauvinistic. They're telling her to get back in the kitchen. The racists that are saying, oh, this black coon is loud and annoying and ghetto. Keep hearing ghetto. It's bullshit.
How? She's so fucking charming.
And I think, do you think it's because we grew up around that the shit talking, the stuff like that, so it doesn't affect us. And maybe that's why people are so offended by it.
Meaning that what Claressa is doing or what
Claressa is doing. And it doesn't affect us, so we don't see it that way.
I don't know, man. Maybe so, but Claressa's what, 25? So she's in a whole different generation. And it just feels like an old school person where she's just bringing the fucking charm and funny and great smile, great personality, hell of a fighter. Like, what is there not to like? So if you don't like her, there's something else going on with you.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot... These two things cannot happen. You cannot hate Claressa Shields from being a loudmouth, but then go celebrate Conor McGregor and be a Ronda Rousey fan.
Yes.
They were far worse, especially Conor McGregor, who threw a dolly, threw a bus, injured 5 people that he wasn't even having beef with, punched a senior citizen at a bar,
ain't cool, man.
had numerous sexual assault charges thrown on him, and you want to say, oh, Floyd Mayweather, I hate him because he's a criminal, blah, blah, blah. Like,
it ain't cool, man. The shit needs to change, but... I hope she continues doing this. We paid for the fight. I hope a lot of people did. We haven't found out how much money she's made from the pay-per-view. We just want to know just to see how...
To get a gauge on where the public is viewing it. I suspect that it's not going to do huge numbers only because it's not anything against Claressa, but nobody knows who Marie-Eve is.
Right.
So I think if she fought Savannah Marshall, who's from the UK and has a big following.
That's right.
And you can throw the backdrop of Savannah Marshall was the last person to beat her. As inconsequential as we think it is because it was the amateurs, I think that'll sell it a little bit better. So.
And she called her out.